All right, so your worship sounded amazing. Your service was incredible. The word was powerful, but you missed the opportunity to connect with the new people that attended your church that Sunday. This is a common problem affecting growth in churches across America, and I would even say across the world. Look, 13 years ago when we first started our church, we didn't have a Connect card. We didn't even have a Connect team. But what that cost us was the opportunity to connect with new people that would visit our church on Sundays, and then they would feel that nobody cared enough to follow up with them throughout the week. But in today's video, I want to give you two things. Number one, I want to give you a tutorial on how to make your own beautiful, elegant, and effective Connect cards, just like the one that I have right here. Look, this is the one that we use at my church, Vine Church, and I want to teach you how to make this. I want to teach you how to make it on your own using Photoshop, and so I'll give you a tutorial on that. But I also want to give you another thing. I want to offer you the opportunity to download 5 templates. Yeah, you heard it, 5 templates of Connect cards. Each one is a little bit different, and you can edit it, adjust it on your computer to your liking and for your church. Now, they will be available on churchconvos.com for $5. That's $1 per template. If I was able to get one of these templates, or I was able to get a package like this when I first started the church, it would have saved me hours in design and research. But I want to make them available for you today so that it can impact your church. But first, let's start with the tutorial. Let's head over to the computer and I'll walk you through step by step how to do this.
Okay, and now we're here at the desk. So before I jump into the tutorial, there's 3 things that you need to know about a Church Connect card, okay, that are very important. Number 1, it needs to be aesthetically pleasing. What do I mean by this? It needs to look good, okay? People should want to grab it and hold it. So here at Vine Church, we use this one right here, if you can see. It uses green on the back. It's very simple. It uses green and white. Why do we do that? Because our main signature color at Vine Church is green. And so you want to make sure that, you tie in your church colors. Really, at this point, it's a preference, but you just want to make sure that the fonts that you use are all cohesive and that overall it looks good. The second thing that you want to make sure that is involved or part of the process of your Church Connect card is, apart from it being aesthetically pleasing, is that it should be easy to fill out. Okay, there shouldn't be too many forms, too many boxes. If you can see right here, there's only 3: name, phone, and email, because ultimately what your Connect team needs is just those 3 pieces of information. Afterwards, they can follow up with your new guest or your new visitor, and they can obtain more information later, but it shouldn't feel like you're trying to fill out like an IRS form or like a FAFSA form. It should be very easy to fill out. And number 3, what you want to keep in mind is that your Connect card should be very appropriately sized. What do I mean by that? Is that it should be a good size. If you can see, if I compare it to my face, this is a good size. Now, this specific card is 5x7, the one that we use at Vine Church. 5x7 meaning 5 inches by 7 inches. Okay, so it's 7 long, 5 upwards. Okay, so we're going to jump onto the computer now, and I'm going to show you how we made ours. If you can see, I have the Photoshop file opened right here. Now, if I grab this, you can see it's 1800 by 1200. So we're going to create a new canvas. What we'll do is Command N on a Mac, Control N, I believe, on a PC, and I already have it preset 1800 by 1200. We'll click Create, and now we have this blank canvas right here. Okay, so again, what you want to do at this point is, as I mentioned, it's kind of just up to each person and each church what you want it to look like. I'm just going to recreate the one that I have right here, and remember, you'll be able to download 5 templates from our website that will serve as a pretty much a finished product, or even a base for you to create and add more things. But I just kind of want to show you, if you wanted to create something from scratch, what you could do. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to look for my logo, my Vine Church logo, which is right here. I'll just drag it in. The reason I'm going to do it is because, 1, I'm going to use it, but 2, I want to grab the exact green color that I use at Vine. So now that I have that, I'll do a new layer. Let me drag this up right here. We don't need too much of this. We'll do a new layer, and this is going to serve as our background. So I'm going to do G and for the bucket and just fill it. So boom, now the whole thing is covered with my green. I'll delete this one that was background. So now we have a background layer. Okay, we'll label it, and we have our logo. So obviously our V logo disappeared because it's the same color. So what I'll do is I'll double click on this. I'll do color overlay, and I'm gonna set it to white. Okay, because if you can see over here, I had it white. So now what I'll do is I'll drag it down. I'll make it smaller. bring it over here, kind of like this, okay? Again, the placement, it just really depends on what you want to do, okay? It depends, it can all be different. You can have it here, you can have it up here in the top corner. It's completely up to you, all right? So what I ended up doing on this card is I put it right here, and then I took a font that's called Peachy Font. I can include a link down below where you guys can download it. It is a paid font, it's not free, but I really liked the look of it, and I used white, and then I typed in welcome home, okay? And then I'll center it. To center it, what I did is Command A, and then I went over here to this little tool right here, and then hit center, and there it's centered. So obviously I don't want it right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift it just a little bit, maybe there. To me, that looks good. Maybe a little too much. Let me drop it down. And then my Vine logo, I'm gonna bring it in a little bit. I don't want it to stand out too much. It should just kind of be there subtly. Okay, so I'll bring this down, adjust it right here. You can kind of play with it, but overall that's kind of what the one that I have looks like. So if you can see, let's swap back to this. Now, actually, I noticed that here I used a little bit of a darker green. I don't know why I ended up doing that, but again, if we want to make it exactly the same, we can do that. I'll get this this color with my eyedropper, and I'll go over here and there. I think maybe it just helped pop a little bit more, right? So anyway, now we have the front of the card done. You see, that was very easy, it's done. But if you can see, it's not too cluttered. It looks nice, it looks aesthetically pleasing, it's easy to read. That's what you want to make sure that you keep in mind, all right? So now we have these things here, and we're gonna put them in a folder. So let's drag this into a folder. And then we're gonna rename this front, okay, so that we know that this is the front. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna create another layer, okay, and now I'm gonna use white, and I'm gonna fill it with white. Okay, so now that will serve as our new background. Now we're gonna work on the back side, okay? So if we take a look over here and I take out front, you can see that it's all white because I want it to be just very simple. This one was very simple, very easy. It says connect on the top left. I have our logo over here, and then I have some fields, okay? So we're gonna go and let's start with the connect, the peachy color, and I'm gonna select the green that we use on the other side, okay? And then we're gonna type in connect. Now, obviously that's not where we want it. Kind of want to center it right here. That looks pretty good to me. Now let's bring in our logo again. You can either duplicate it or just bring it in again. I don't mind bringing it in one more time. Let me rasterize this just so that here, right click on the layer, rasterize, and just so it's easy to use the tools to center it. Not too big. Let's make it smaller. That's good. And we'll just bring it in a little bit so that it all kind of is cohesive. I want to make sure that it looks, the borders kind of look the same on each side, so that this space is similar to this space. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, obviously, but you just want everything to be as cohesive as possible. So this is lined up right in the center. That looks good to me. Okay, so now we have those two things out of the way. You can adjust the logo more if you want to make it bigger or smaller. That's completely up to you. But I'll leave it kind of how it was. The next thing that I'll do is I will make 3 things. Now, all we care about, again, is name, phone number, and email address. That is it. So in this case, what I did was I had rounded, edged boxes. So what we'll do is I will take this tool right here. I'll go down to, it's the final tool, the rectangle tool. You'll select rectangle, and then over here, this is where you can adjust the curvature of the edges. So let's see what 29 looks like if I use this. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. That looks good. Again, this is up to you. You can make them more round or, it's completely circular. It's completely up to you. I'm gonna stick with this, and that looks like a good size. Let's drag it up a little bit more. We can always change it later, but to me that looks good. Okay, and so now the stroke is, let me see on this side. Okay, so I used green just to keep it all together. You could use black, whatever color you want, but just make sure it all sticks together. We'll do the selector over here, click OK. We did that by clicking stroke, clicking the little color picker, and then we selected the color. We want no fill, and then let's increase the border by, in this case it was 7.41. That looks good to me. So now we do Command A to select everything. You select that tool, and you go over here and go middle, middle. Okay, and so now it's right in the center. So we'll take this now and we'll drag it up a little bit. Now you can grab this same field or same layer and drag it down here, and it duplicates. So now when you do Command T, you can move it down and you have a duplicate layer of the same the one you did. So I'm gonna do that one more time. Drag that down. That looks to me to be even. We'll put all of these inside of a folder to keep it all organized, and we'll call it fields. Okay, and now I will make sure everything is centered, good, and drag it. To me, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now what I need to do is make sure that they know what they're filling out: name, phone, and email. So I'll go here. I'll click the color. This time we'll go black, and we will go Avenir. I believe is what I selected. And let's do Avenir Heavy. Let's drop it down already, like 59 or something like that. That's too big, but we'll adjust it. Drag this down and we'll call it name first. Okay, so I'll select everything, and I believe I have some things modified. So this was set to 80, but I'll change it back to 100. That's good. And let's kind of drag it right here into this section. I'll make it smaller so it looks good and it's not taking up too much space. Maybe even a little bit more. 18, that looks pretty good to me. Right there. Okay, so you can make it bolder if you want. I can make it black, for example, and it's more bold. I think I'm gonna stick with heavy, and I'll just increase it to, let's just do 20, just to keep it all the same right there. And so now what you can do is you can duplicate that field again, drag it down, put it right there, make sure that it's centered, about right there, and then we'll change this to phone. Okay, and we'll make sure it's aligned with the other one right there. That looks good. And then we'll do it one more time, and this one we'll type email. Okay, and then we will also center it so it's centered right there. Go up, and there you go. Okay, so now we have name, phone, and email. Again, this is honestly now that I look at it, okay, and these are things you want to keep an eye out for. It looks a little big to me, so I'm actually going to drop it to 17. That looks better. Yeah, you know what? 17 is going to work better. So let's just do them all across. 17. Again, it really is preference, but you want to make sure that you spend time on it so that it all looks cohesive. It all looks the same. So let's adjust this right there. Yep, that's good to me. So we got name, phone, and email. And now we'll put all of this in one folder, another folder. So select, shift, click the first one, put it in the folder. We'll call this back. And now if I drag this under, what we have is we have front and back.
And that is it. Now you have the tools and the knowledge to create your own beautiful, elegant, and effective Church Connect cards for your church today. But if you don't have the time and you don't want to start from scratch, look, I get it. My schedule's pretty crazy too. You can head over to www.churchcombos.com and download our file that has 5 templates. Okay, 5 templates just for you. All you got to do is change some of the text, change some of the colors, add your logo, and you're ready to go. You can print it out and use it at your church this Sunday. So that file will be available for $5 on churchcombos.com. That's exactly $1 per template. I would have loved to have access to a package like that when I first started the church. And so that's why I want to make it available to you guys. I pray this video was a blessing to your life, to your ministry, and to your church. Look, our goal here at Church Combos is to make videos and content that can equip and empower leaders and pastors across the world today. And if you like this video, remember to give us a thumbs up, to subscribe to the channel, and hey, let me know in the comments down below if you would be interested in learning how to make digital Connect cards. Here at Vine Church, we have these physical Connect cards, but we also have digital Connect cards. It's pretty much this, but digital, and it takes it to the next level. So if you want to learn how to make something like that, let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to make that tutorial for you. But until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.